Welcome to Mr. Hutchings History, where the past comes alive. Let's dive into today's story.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. This time, we're going way back to a turning point in American history, the Montgomery bus boycott.
Oh, yeah. This was going to be good.
Right. You sent in a podcast episode about it.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. But get ready, because we're going deep, beyond the usual story.
Deeper.
We're going to uncover the real fuel behind this boycott, how it actually worked, and why it still matters so much today.
Well, it's amazing how the Montgomery bus boycott, it wasn't just a protest.
Right.
This was planned out, people coming together,
Yeah.
real strategy involved. And honestly, we still feel those ripples today.
Okay, so let's unpack it. I mean, everyone's heard about Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat.
Classic story, yeah.
But did you know this was actually like a planned act of defiance? It wasn't random.
You bet. See, the NAACP, they'd been looking for the right person to challenge those bus segregation laws.
Makes sense, yeah.
They needed someone, strong reputation, someone everyone would listen to. And Rosa Parks, she was perfect, impeccable character, involved with the NAACP already.
So not a spur-of-the-moment decision at all, like a whole strategy behind choosing Rosa Parks.
Exactly. They'd even considered another woman, Claudette Colvin.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, earlier that year, she got arrested. Same thing, refusing to give up her seat.
Huh.
But the NAACP felt Rosa Parks, she'd be a stronger symbol, for what they were trying to do.
Wow. Okay. So it wasn't just about one person. It was about the whole community. They were planning this, sending a powerful message. And speaking of the community, imagine this. Leaflets everywhere. Carpools, people walking miles to avoid those buses.
Oh, yeah. They were serious.
Talk about determination.
And it hit them where it hurt economically. See, most of the bus riders were black residents.
Yeah.
They boycott, the city loses money.
Smart. Make them pay attention.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Their initial demands, they weren't even about ending segregation completely.
Really? I thought that was the whole point.
It got there, but at first they wanted things like, drivers treating everyone with respect, hiring some black drivers, first come, first serve seating.
Huh. So more like smaller steps, but still revolutionary for the time.
Yeah. You got to start somewhere, right?
And what about the churches? They were a big part of this, right?
Huge. Churches, especially Dr. King's, Dexter Avenue Baptist Church.
Okay, yeah.
They became like organizing hubs.
Like the headquarters?
Kinda, yeah. A place for everyone to meet, make plans, support each other. The backbone of the whole thing.
Really inspiring to see how everyone came together. But I'm guessing it wasn't all smooth sailing. They faced pushback, right?
Oh, big time. The white establishment in Montgomery, they weren't happy. Crackdowns on carpools, police harassing folks.
And didn't they even bomb Dr. King's house?
They did. January 1956, King's home bombed.
Wow.
Wife and daughter were inside.
Oh, man. That's scary.
Meant to scare them, silence the movement.
So much risk, putting their lives on the line for this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But King, he used this to his advantage, emphasized soul force,
Soul forward.
meaning violence with peace, nonviolent resistance. That was their power.
Powerful, yeah. So they faced violence, kept going, and then this whole thing ends up in court, right?
It does. Browder v. Gale. A direct challenge saying bus segregation is unconstitutional.
So that was their legal strategy. Smart. This timeline is wild. Boycott starts December 55, lawsuit filed February 56, Supreme Court rules segregation unconstitutional November 56.
Yeah, it was fast moving.
And the boycott ends December 56, a whole year of nonstop action.
But it was a huge win, not just about buses anymore. This was about segregation itself.
Right. Like a blueprint for future movements.
You got it. And it led to the SCLC,
The SCLC.
Southern Christian Leadership Conference.
Yeah.
Big player in the whole civil rights movement.
Amazing how a local boycott could spark all that, but to really understand it, we got to look at how different historians have viewed it, right?
Exactly. Because there's not just one way to see it. Each perspective, it adds something. Like a puzzle, you got to see all the pieces.
Okay, so I know we have the traditional view, the revisionist take, the social history perspective, and then, like, the critical race theory lens. Each one highlights different things, right?
Right. For example, traditionalists, they often focus on the big figures, like Dr. King and the role of the churches. They see this boycott as the start of the whole civil rights movement.
Right, the classic story of leadership, the power of faith.
Exactly. But then you have the revisionists. They challenge that focus on individuals.
Okay.
They say,
Right.
hey, what about all the everyday people, the ones organizing carpools, walking miles, risking their safety just by being involved?
It's about the grassroots, the collective effort.
Exactly. Then there's social history. They look at the long game, all the activism that led up to the boycott.
So it's not just about that one year. It's about the years before building up to that moment.
Exactly. It wasn't just spontaneous.
Yeah.
Years of organizing, community building. Then you have the critical race theory lens. This adds another layer.
Okay.
They look at systemic racism, how it was everywhere in Montgomery in the South.
Yeah.
Laws, institutions, social practices, it's all connected.
So it's about understanding the bigger picture, the deep-rooted problems they were fighting against.
Exactly. It helps us see why this fight was so important and how hard it really was.
So we have these different perspectives, each one giving us a piece of the puzzle.
And by looking at all of them, we get a much clearer picture of what the Montgomery bus boycott really meant.
I like that, like building a complete picture one piece at a time.
That's it. Yeah, it helps us see the whole thing. So we've talked about the Montgomery bus boycott being this big turning point. But why does it still matter today? What can we learn from it?
Right. Like what makes it relevant to us now?
That's what makes this so interesting. You see, the boycott's legacy, it's not just about buses. It shows us how to make real change happen. Planning things out, nonviolent action people coming together.
So it's like a how-to guide for social change.
Exactly. It wasn't just a reaction. They had a plan, and they stuck to it. Amazing discipline and unity.
They knew it wouldn't be easy.
Not at all. They set up ways to get around not using the buses, communication to keep everyone in the loop, and a legal plan to fight those unfair laws.
So they were prepared for a long fight.
Oh, yeah. They knew it would take time, resilience, belief in themselves and their community. It's really inspiring how they never gave up.
And don't forget the money part.
The economic impact.
Right.
They hit the city's wallet and made them listen.
Exactly. That's the thing. When you use your economic power strategically, you can force people to pay attention to your demands.
And their commitment to nonviolence is remarkable. I mean, facing violence and threats and still choosing peaceful protest.
That's key. That's Dr. King's influence. It showed that moral strength can be more powerful than physical force, and it gets more people on your side.
A powerful example of how doing the right thing, even when it's hard, can win the day. And it wasn't just about resisting the system, right? They were building something new. Absolutely. You're talking about the Montgomery Improvement Association.
Right, that was key.
It was essential, organizing the boycott, giving the movement a voice.
A platform for leadership, for making plans for people to have a say in their own future.
Exactly. This is what I mean about strong organizations. They're the engine of social change. They help people take action and make a bigger impact.
So the Montgomery bus boycott, it's like a blueprint, strategic planning, nonviolent resistance, economic pressure community, coming together strong organizations.
All of that. And these lessons, they're just as important today. We're facing so many challenges in the world. And the strategies from back then, they offer a timeless framework for achieving justice and equality.
It's like a guidebook for making change happen. So before we wrap up, what's the one thing you want our listener to remember? What's the big takeaway here?
You know what's really amazing about the Montgomery bus boycott?
Yeah.
It wasn't just about one city or one issue. It was about people fighting for something better.
A better future.
Yeah. Challenging an unjust system. Building a more equitable society. They knew they had power together, and they used it to demand change.
And that spirit of resilience, believing in a better world, that's something we can all learn from.
Exactly. So think about it. What issues today need that same kind of action? Community-driven, strategic action, like they had in Montgomery.
What are the injustices we're facing that need our attention, our energy, our action? Because like they showed us, change is possible.
When people come together with a common goal.
And a commitment to justice. Yeah, it really makes you think, what could we change if we were that organized and focused?
Exactly. And that's the thing. Fighting for what's right, it's not a one-time thing,
An ongoing, yeah.
Like a relay race. Each generation, we got to pick up the baton and keep running. The Montgomery bus boycott, it reminds us that everyone has a part to play in making the world a better, fairer place.
And it shows us something small, one person's courage. When a whole community gets behind it, it can change the world. I mean, think about it. One woman on a bus, and look what happened.
It's amazing, right? Ordinary people doing extraordinary things when they work together.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Montgomery bus boycott, we hope you're leaving with more than just the facts. We hope you're inspired. Think about the lessons we've talked about, how you can apply them to the world around you. What injustices do you see right where you are? What makes you want to stand up and fight?
That spirit from Montgomery, It's still alive, not just in history books, but in the people who are still fighting for a better future.
So go learn, ask questions, speak up. You never know, you might be the spark that starts a whole movement.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
And until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep pushing for a better tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to Mr. Hutchings' History. Keep exploring, and we'll see you next time.